So, sitting here in front of these weights, the big thing that I wanted to talk about is some basic concepts on understanding how to get the most out of your weightlifting and ultimately your resistance training. Resistance training is about practice, and it's really cool to watch somebody that has never done resistance training before. The principle of initial gains kicks in, and I can remember this back when I was in junior high and I started lifting weights for the first time, and you're shaking all over the place and you're struggling. Well, that's actually really, really good. That struggle creates a lot of recruitment, and quickly you start to see really, really good improvements from it. You stop struggling and shaking so much, and ultimately you start getting control of the movement, and then you can start adding weight to it. And that struggle that you go through there is what you want to continue to do. But the problem is the body adapts, right? So at the beginning, the principle of initial gains, that adaptation is giving you a lot, but over time, your body gets used to it, and that adaptation that you're having now is no longer allowing you to get the gains that you want to get. So what do you try to do? Well, you keep trying to add more weight, and you get what's called the principle of diminishing returns. And that's the biggest thing in weightlifting and bodybuilding. Once you reach a certain point, everybody's looking for all these tricks and trying to do all of these things to try to fix it and to try to change things to make it work. So that one of the first rules of trying to get the best out of your resistance training workout is to try to use really good technique. And it's really, really important that you pay attention to that and don't shortcut. I can remember when I first started weightlifting, I was again with the bros at the gym, and everybody's going, how much are you doing? How much are you doing? Can you lift this? Can you lift that? And that's not what it's all about. The body learns how to get stronger through practice and doing the correct repetitions. And ultimately, what we end up seeing is that we see people get hurt, and they're in here doing their PT because they were doing their training program wrong, which is it's just from being overzealous or being uninformed. So that's one of the reasons why I'm talking about this right now, because it's really, really important. If you're going to train, I don't want to have to see you over there because of the way that you're training ultimately. Right? So what we want to see is that motion that you have is very controlled, and you're able to move throughout the range of motion correctly and under control, not compensating and moving the body in the wrong pattern. So if you're going to really focus on doing resistance training, whether it's weights or bands or whatever, make sure that you really understand the technique, learn it from somebody that has some type of expertise that can teach you the correct techniques. I always am biased towards a physical therapist because physical therapists understand how the body's supposed to move better than others. If you look for a sport-specific physical therapist, they should be able to give you the best advice.